Good day Forex trader. Your USD Forex signal, bullish pennant and double bottom. Bullish view. Buy the Euro USD and set a take profit at 1.1716, 50% retracement. Add a stop loss at 1.1550. Timeline, 1 to 2 days. Bearish view. Set a sell stop at 1.1550 and a take profit at 1.1450. Add a stop loss at 1.1650. The Euro USD pair held steady in early trading as the market continued to reflect on the strong US retail sales and weak consumer sentiment data. The pair rose to 1.1600, which was higher than last week's low of 1.1523. US retail sales and consumer sentiment. The US published relatively strong retail sales on Friday. Data published by the Census Bureau showed that the headline sales jumped by 0.7% in September from August. This increase was better than the median estimate of -0.2%. On a year-on-year basis, the sales rose by 13.9% in September. At the same time, data by the University of Michigan showed that the country's consumer sentiment declined to 71.4 in September, the lowest level since 2011. This decline was partly because of the rising prices of goods, which consumers expect will rise by 4.8% in the coming year. Notably, the U.S. retail sales came a few days after the U.S. published the relatively strong consumer prices data. The headline inflation rose from 5.3% to 5.4% in September while core sales rose by 4%. As such, it seems like consumers are continuing to spend even as prices remain relatively higher. The Euro USD will react to the ongoing earnings season. Last week, most companies that published their results beat the analyst forecasts. For example, on Friday, Goldman Sachs recorded strong results, boosted by its investment banking division. Other companies that recorded strong results were Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan. This week, the key companies that will publish their results are Philip Morris, Netflix, and Johnson & Johnson. Other key economic numbers that will move the Euro USD will be the US building permits and housing starts numbers. Eurostat will also publish the latest Eurozone inflation data. Euro USD forecast. The 4-hour chart shows that the Euro USD pair formed a double top pattern at 1.1523 last week. In price action analysis, this pattern is usually a bullish sign. The pair has also formed a bullish pennant pattern at the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level. Like a double bottom, a bullish pennant pattern is usually a sign that the price will keep rising. It has also moved above the 25-period and 15-period moving averages. Therefore, there is a likelihood that the pair will keep rising as bulls target the 50% retracement level at 1.1716. Gbp Usd Forex signal, pound gains on rate talk. The price is likely to rise further if the US dollar weakens. Today's Gbp USD signals. Risk 0.75%. Trades must be taken before 5 p.m. London time today only. Short trade ideas. Short entry following a bearish price action reversal on the H1 time frame immediately upon the next touch of 1.3804 or 1.3811. Place the stop loss 1 pip above the local swing high. Move the stop loss to break even once the trade is 20 pips in profit. Remove 50% of the position as profit when the price reaches 20 pips in profit and leave the remainder of the position to ride. Long trade ideas. Long entry following a bullish price action reversal on the H1 time frame immediately upon the next touch of 1.3654 or 1.3574. Place the stop loss 1 pip below the local swing low. Move the stop loss to break even once the trade is 20 pips in profit. Remove 50% of the position as profit when the price reaches 20 pips in profit and leave the remainder of the position to ride. The best method to identify a classic price action reversal is for an hourly candle to close, such as a pin bar, a doji, an outside or even just an engulfing candle with a higher close. You can exploit these levels or zones by watching the price action that occurs at the given levels. Gbp Usd Analysis. I wrote last Wednesday that the technical picture remained weakly bullish/consolidative above the support level at $1.3587. I thought that this level should continue to be an attractive price to use to enter short-term long trades on lower time frames. The price did not return to that level, but my weekly bullish bias proved to be correct as the price has risen since then. Recent long-term strength in the US dollar has paused somewhat over recent days, but the pound has advanced nicely, showing some relative strength. This is partly because the governor of the Bank of England has been commenting publicly about the possible impending need for a rate hike to dampen increasing inflationary pressures. The prospect of rate hikes is seen as boosting the currency more than the fear of inflation is seen as weakening it, for the time being. Technically, the price is in a bearish retracement within a medium-term bullish movement. The price is now sitting on the support level at about 1.3725. If the price holds below that level after the London Open for an hour or so, we will be likely to see a down day or choppy sideways trading. However, if the level holds up, we will be more likely to see an advance over the day. There are no other key levels nearby which look especially attractive. Aud USD Forex signal, path of least resistance is upside. The path of the least resistance for the pair is to the upside, with the next key resistance being at 0.7500. Bullish view. Buy the AUD USD pair and set a take profit at 0.7550. Add a stop loss at 0.7350. Timeline, 1 to 2 days. Bearish view. Set a sell stop at 0.7400 and a take profit at 0.7300. Add a stop loss at 0.7500. The AUD-USD pair rose to the highest level since September 7 as investors focused on the ongoing Australian economy reopening and the rising commodity prices. The pair also held steady after last week's data dump from the US and the ongoing earnings season. It is trading at 0.7420, which is about 3.5% above the lowest level in September. Earnings season and Australia reopening. The Australian economy is expected to see more economic growth as the country reopens. The Victorian lockdown will end later this week, while New South Wales, NSW, is also expected to reopen. This is after the government hit its 80% vaccination rate. The country's travel bubble with New Zealand is also expected to reopen, which will see more business activity. This trend means that the country will soon reverse some of the losses made in the previous months. During this period, the country has lost hundreds of thousands of jobs, and analysts expect the upcoming data to show that the GDP contracted in the third quarter. The AUD-USD will next react to the minutes of this month's Reserve Bank of Australia, RBA, minutes that will come out on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the American earnings season will continue this week. Data compiled by FactSet showed that 8% of all companies in the S&P 500 index have already published their quarterly results. 80% of all these companies have published stronger than expected results. For example, big banks like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs released strong results. The economic calendar will be relatively easy this week. Besides, the RBA has already delivered its decision, while the American government has already released the latest employment, inflation, and retail sales. The FOMC minutes have also shown that the bank is committed to start tightening. AUD-USD forecast. The AUD-USD pair has made a strong recovery in the past few days. This recovery happened after the currency pair moved slightly above the neckline of the inverted head and shoulders pattern at 0.7312. The pair also rose above the Ichimoku cloud and the 25-day and 50-day moving averages. Oscillators like the Relative Strength Index, RSI, and the MACD have also held steady. Therefore, the path of the least resistance for the pair is to the upside, with the next key resistance being at 0.7500. This view will be invalidated if the price moves below 0.7380.